This could possibly be the video that I am the most excited to make ever. 5 do's and don'ts of law of attraction journaling using scripting. If you don't know anything about me, if we are meeting for the first time, I recovered from depression and anxiety. Journaling was the very first step I took to recovering from my depression and anxiety and transforming my mind so I could transform my life. So I want to tell you a story about something that I scripted journaling that is a part of my everyday life that I'm obsessed with. So let me bring you back to the beginning. When I was depressed and dealing with anxiety, I was so lonely. I really felt like no one was ever gonna like me for exactly who I was. This was like kind of a key part of my depression, was that there was something so unappealing or unwanted about me and who I was, and I was so lonely. And that was something that I decided I wanted to change, and so I scripted it. I scripted that I had a whole bunch of friends who understood me, who really liked me for who I was, who appreciated all the different aspects of me. I wanted to find people who truly loved being in my energy for exactly who I was. I scripted this out, and I just remember crying even as I was scripting it out and just telling the universe in my scripting that I just want this so bad. I just want these kinds of friends. And I wrote who they were, and I wrote what they liked about me. Fast forward into the future, I've actually created not just a network, but a mastermind of amazing friends. And we are always working together to help each other. So it's truly just the most amazing thing that could have happened to me in my life. And it's something that I'm super grateful for. I want to make sure that you're able to achieve this kind of magnitude change in your life, because you totally deserve it. You totally deserve to create the life you want. You get to transform your mind, and it will transform your life. So let's jump into the topic. I hope that story made you excited and maybe resonated with you of why I'm so excited to share this topic with you. I think I'm going to start with the don'ts. Let's get the don'ts out of the way first, and we'll end on a positive note. So the first don't of script journaling is don't force it. Don't make it too big. Don't make it like too needy. Don't make yourself have too much anxiety when you're writing down your script journaling. If you're not feeling the vibe to script journal that day, then don't do your script journaling that day. It should come naturally. And if sometimes it's not coming naturally, then don't worry about that. You can always script the next day. The next thing you don't want to do with your script journaling is go into the negatives. Don't go into the negatives of your script journaling. Keep it really positive. Now, I am a realistic manifester, and I don't believe in toxic positivity. So faking feelings and all of that, I'm not really aligned with that. Yes, we have to align our energies to what it is that we're manifesting, but we also get to honor where we're at right now. So to find the magic mix in that and not go into the negatives sometimes is just talking about the next best feeling. So you don't want to be scripting about what the negatives are, but maybe you're going to script about how you overcame them. I'm going to go more into that in the do section, so hang out because I have more to say on that. The next don't in your scripting journaling is don't worry about the format of your scripting journaling. You can do it in a notebook, you could do it on your phone, you can do it any way that you want. You actually don't have to follow like a specific format. Now there is a great template out there. I'm going to link it down below. It is from a website called Manifest Like Whoa. I stumbled upon it, and it is a great outline to start your scripting. But I don't want you to worry about formatting. Do it on your phone, do it in a notebook. Sometimes I even do my scripting while I'm laying in bed waiting to get out in the morning. I go through the steps of my scripting within my own imagination. All of these things are going to work to help you script that ideal future. The next don't is don't worry that it has to be a great big project. Now, scripting is definitely writing the story of your ideal future as if you're living it. That's the basis of what script journaling is. Now, that can feel overwhelming. That can feel like sitting down with your journal and writing chapters and chapters and chapters of that ideal future. And it really doesn't have to be. don't worry that it has to take a long time. You can make it really, really fast by just scripting the affirmations of your future. I am having $5,000 months. The intention of scripting is to feel yourself in that ideal future. So if you don't have time to make it a big story, you can change that up just by doing affirmations that day. So it can be short and efficient and you can move on with your day, but still have gotten your scripting, manifesting done. And the last don't is don't hang on too tight to the outcome. Script what you want, get all juicy with it, get all detailed, have fun with it, but don't hold on too tightly to the outcome. The universe has a really interesting way of delivering exactly what you wanted, but it kind of takes its own path to get there. I can tell you that I scripted having a certain amount of money in my bank, and I scripted how I thought I was going to get there, and I can tell you that I definitely have that certain amount of money in a bank account, but I can definitely tell you the path to it arriving was different than I thought. And now to the do's of your script journaling. The first do is make sure it's in the present tense. So when you're writing it out, make sure you're avoiding words like I want to have or in the future I'm going to achieve, because if you're writing in the future you're going to achieve, in the future you will always be achieving. We want to have these things happen now. The next do is make it super duper descriptive. You want it to be really, really juicy. Key factor to law of attraction is asking for what you want. This is sometimes the biggest hurdle I have, whether I'm dealing with entrepreneurs or people who are just shifting their money mindset. So often I ask them, what do you want? And they have a really broad idea of what they like to achieve, but they aren't standing in the statement of what do you want. So I challenge you with your script journaling to know what you want and then get really, really descriptive with what that is. And then when you're doing your scripting journaling, I want you to state it with authority. Now this is something that's missing from a lot of scripting videos. Is somebody telling you to declare that that is your future. Say it with authority. Say it like you already know this is happening. Of course it's happening. Why wouldn't this happen? Of course you're getting clients easily. Let me give you an example. I just sat down with my cup of coffee and opened my scheduling app, and of course I have 10 new clients who booked a one-on-one with me. Of course all of them prepaid in advance. Of course I woke up to deposits from client bookings in my account. This is what happens to me every day. This is my day-to-day life. This is natural. This is what's normal for me. That's an example of what I might write in my scripting journaling. But I want you to challenge you to use those words. Use words like, of course this is happening. I declared this to happen, so it must arrive for me. It is okay for you to ask for what you want. In fact, it is wanted by the law of attraction for you to ask for what you want so that the law of attraction can deliver it to you. Another step that is missing from scripting journaling, but I promise is going to help you, is adding an element of how. So as I'm scripting out that future vision of waking up, and of course I have 10 bookings, it was so easy when I changed this. Right? This is that step of how did it happen? Well, once I made these changes to my business, all of this came easily. Of course this happened because as soon as I made these changes, it came easily. Now what you're actually doing is you're entering into your subconscious mind and your soul and your desires the question of how. How did I achieve that? And then just free flow and write. You will be amazed at what pops into your script journaling. Do make sure you write down why you're grateful for it. I am so grateful that I get to help all these wonderful people who have now booked a one-on-one with me, is what it would look for me with my scripting. And I would actually even go deeper. I would write how grateful I am that I get to create change in their life. How grateful I am that I get to help them increase their income. How grateful I am knowing that they feel energized and enthusiastic about their goals and that I got to be a part of that. Again, I would add some emotion in there, make it really juicy, but do make sure you add in the step of being grateful. Now, I promised you I would talk a little bit more about the negatives, so I want to add a bonus step of not mentioning negatives in your scripting journaling, but I also want to be realistic that we all have challenges that we're overcoming as we get to our goal. So I want you to consider this when you're doing your script journaling. When those negatives are showing up, simply ask yourself why. This is the negative thought that's kind of stirring in me while I'm trying to write my scripting journaling out. This is maybe a limiting belief that's starting to perk its little head up. Just ask yourself why. Why am I thinking that? What is the underlying thought below that limiting belief? And when you can kind of ask yourself that why, when you can get to it, for one of my clients, it was, I'm not allowed to have money. So then we were able to rechange that underlying belief and turn that into a positive in her scripting. And I can promise you now, she believes that she is allowed to have money, and she is reaching her goals that she's setting for herself in selling what it is she has to sell online. Now, I want to help you out so much more with your realistic manifesting so that you can actually transform your mind to transform your life. So watch this video next. It's a lot more about manifesting and the manifesting habits that I have in my life. My name is Liz. Subscribe to this channel right now if you haven't yet. Go ahead and hit that like button, and I will see you again soon.